Over the controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act remaining in effect in Northeast, Nagahoho reiterates its demand for complete withdrawal of the action from the region. On recent extension of ASPA, Nagahoho says Government of India seemed to reject and discard voice of the people. Ongoing indefinite strike called by the NRG 2015 batch enters day 11 with no sign of end to the impasse between the group and the state government on the service regularization issue. Agitation intensifies with more teachers voluntarily joining the hunger strike. Eastern Naga Students Federation all set to hold the mass public walkathon movement in demand for Frontier Nagaland statehood on October 7. Mass public walkathon to be held across all administrative headquarters across Eastern Nagaland as part of the first phase of agitation to press the statehood demand. Indian government starts a probe into 4 cough syrups manufactured by a Haryana-based pharmaceutical firm cover alleged linked to deaths of 66 children in African nation Gambia. Earlier, World Health Organization raised an alert over 4 syrups made by Indian company Maiden Pharmaceuticals, urging people to not use them. French author Annie Ernaux will be awarded the prestigious Nobel Prize in Literature for the year 2022. The Swedish Academy announced that Ernaux wins the prize for the courage and clinical equality with which she uncovers the booths, establishments and collective restraints of personal memory. Hello viewers, welcome to English Prime Time. We will now look into the news in detail. The Nagahoho on Wednesday remarked that there cannot be true spirit of peace and tranquility when the Armed Forces Act 1958 is in place. Nagahoho opined that the Government of India seems to reflect and discard the voice of the people, even as the popularly elected democratic government of Nagaland had recommended for repeal of the act. Moreover, Nagahoho questioned why India should play full with the sentiments of the Naga people and asked peaceful resolutions to the Indo-Naga political issue. The body also claimed that the patience of the Naga people should not be misunderstood as weakness and demanded complete withdrawal of the Draconian Act from the region. The ongoing indefinite strike called by NRG 2015 batch entered day 11 on Thursday with no sign of resolution to the impasse between the group and the Department of School Education on the service regularization. Notably, the agitation has intensified with more teachers volunteered, with the number going up to 40 has joined the indefinite hunger strike. Earlier on Wednesday, the spokesperson of NRG, Bendangtum Ozakum, said that with some of the members hospitalized within the week, more teachers volunteered to join the hunger strike. He further informed that on Wednesday, 1 more member was taken to the hospital for medical care. It may be mentioned that even after the 10th day of the agitation of NRG 2015 batch, which started on September 26, there has not been any positive response or assurance from the state government on the demand of the ad hoc teachers. Ozakum also expressed disappointment towards the government on behalf of the 1,166 teachers on failure to respond towards their demands.
Of our agitation and the other days we used to have sunshine, a lot of sunshine, or sometimes rain, but it's also very important and very happy for us all to say that the Anaji. But it is also very important and pleasing for the Anaji to say that we have all stood together despite numerous challenges. So yes, it has been, even today, it has been a very successful day. And there has been a lot of discontentment even amongst our members regarding the lack of interest by the government to handle our issue. As yesterday we had a meeting, but it ended in a deadlock, and even today there has been no initiative on the part of the government, if I could see that. So yes, there has been a lot of discontentment amongst our fellow members as well, but somehow sliced. And even today, one of our members is in hospital since yesterday. Hopefully, the last time the reports came in about her medical conditions, it was more or less stabilized, so we are also very happy for her. And today we have the plans of intensifying this hunger strike by adding up more volunteers. They have all come forward voluntarily, stating that if this is the response or if this is the attitude of the government, then we shall also join in with the hunger strike. So with that notion, we have been compelled to push up the number of the attendance in the hunger strike. While at the same time, I would also like to see that there are people who are suffering. Even today at the end of the meeting, there were about 3-4 individuals who came up to the core committee and stated that they have health issues and that they can bear no more. So we requested them to get back home and then take a rest at home. But they also came and told it very firmly that even though I have this kind of health conditions, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be standing here until and unless our demands are met. So that is the kind of zeal, that is kind of will of our general members, which has indeed pushed the core committee to go to this extent. And hopefully with those kind of passion, with those kind of support, even from the general members of the 1166, I hope we will achieve what we are demanding for. Words that more than 10 of our members have passed away while waiting for regularization. And even today, of those who are remaining, a lot of people are down with different kind of sickness. Well, I can be very sure about 2 of our members who are down with cancer and are undergoing treatment in different hospitals at this very moment. And as such, they are not here with us today. But at the same time, I would like to assure and guarantee those 2 people, and in fact all those people who could not be with us today, that more than 1,000 members of your group, of your Anaji 2015 batch are praying for you. So kindly take courage, continue to fight your own sickness. Don't be disheartened, because we are continuously praying for you. And I hope on behalf of all
The Eastern Naga Students Federation is all set to hold the mass public walkathon movement in demand for frontier Nagaland statehood on October 7. Notably, the mass public walkathon will be held across all the administrative headquarters across Eastern Nagaland as part of the first phase of agitation to press for frontier Nagaland statehood demand. In a press release, ENSF Information and Publicity Secretary K. Yangkum appealed to the Eastern individuals residing outside to extend consistent prayer and support in any manner possible in pursuit for statehood demand. The Federation further informed that all the business establishments will be restricted during the program hours. However, district administration, police, paramilitary, medical, fire and emergency services have been exempted. Meanwhile, the Federation also informed that all its 7 Federation units, which include CWS, YAA, KSU, KSU Konyak, USSC, PSC and TSU have endorsed all the logical arrangements for the proposed agitation. It stated that the agitation would be strictly implemented all over its jurisdiction and no leniency would be extended to any defaulters. It may be mentioned that ENSF adopted resolution for public walkathon at Anoktongar in Shamator district during its emergency Federal Assembly on September 20, 2022. In order to strengthen relationship, Western Sumi Hoho and Chakrama Public Organization have decided to occasionally have joint meetings from time to time. Notably, the two bodies adopted the resolution during a coordination meeting at CPO Hall in Chumokidima on Tuesday under the initiative of CPO. Furthermore, the meeting also resolved to reaffirm July 17, 2020 resolution in which the two apex organizations declared not to allow its members to form any organization without the consent and approval from the two organizations within its jurisdiction. Western Tenemi Hoho on Wednesday, through a press release, strongly objected to the use of Naga traditional symbols and motifs in Durga Puja pandals without permission or consent and stated that it has deeply hurt the sentiments of the Tenemi people in particular and the Nagas in general. WTH further mentioned that traditional symbols and motifs have its own cultural significance to which Nagas hold dear and random use of it cannot be tolerated. The Hoho's president, Vikosaya Nekha, in a letter to the president of Hindu Seva Samiti, further stated that Naga society is intrinsically linked to the age-old practices and cultures and that, as a social organization, it is their obligation to protect the rich culture, traditions and religion from being misused, diluted or abused. While it further stated that WTH always believed in respect and peaceful coexistence with every community and would continue to do so, while the Hoho expected that they would respect its traditions as a highly respected body. Furthermore, the Hoho appealed to the Hindu Seva Samiti to take necessary actions to maintain peace and tranquility in the society. The Central Nagaland Tribes Council have demanded implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland at the earliest and also to review the backward quota policy as per the guidelines. Notably, General Nagaland Tribes Council comprising Ao, Sumi and Lotha tribes expressed disappointment over the government for not implementing its policies despite setting up various committees and approval of its reports by the cabinet. It further described the committees as mere eyewash and lip service to the people. The council demanded that the state government act on the RIIN Commission report as the same was already submitted to the government after holding series of consultations with the tribal organizations, civil societies and NGOs. The council further stated that despite the policy undergoing several changes since its implementation in 1977, the state government has failed to review the policy as per the guidelines, that is to review the policy every 10 years. Meanwhile, council also demanded early completion of the Foothill Road. The council said that the People's Road was not given importance by the government due to the unjustified development taking place. The first of its kind, a mass wedding, was conducted by the Sumi Baptist Church in Zinabato on Thursday, with 5 couples being solemnized by pastor of the church, Dr. Huton Sumi. According to the pastor, this being the first time of mass wedding, the church was doing it for a better cause. He added that the church decided for mass wedding in financial perspective too, which affected many church members in the past, and taking this initiative was to help the church members overall. Congregation that turned up for the wedding was around 3,500 and saved 5 days as 5 couples got married together. Notably, the church will have 5 more mass weddings until December, where 28 couples will be vowed. The 3-day skill development seminar, which was held at Pipema under the theme "The World Needs Your Talent," concluded on Wednesday. Notably, the seminar was held at Pipema Cultural Hall and was initiated with the purpose to empower the youths of Pipema with enhancing skills and entrepreneurial mindsets, which will help the village with employability, productivity, and economic growth. It is to be mentioned that a total of 60 youths attended the seminar along with 9 resource persons. Earlier, the event was kicked off with a blessing from pastor of Pipema, A Baptist Church, Pezengule Keho, along with a welcome note by President of Pipema Students Union, Zavishir Nakro, on the final day of the program. A flea market was organized for the participants to sell their products, which they made during their training session. The 2 minors from Kohima who had reportedly gone missing on Monday evening were found in Nagaon district of Assam on Wednesday. Notably, a person from Nagaland who had been traveling to Guwahati identified the boys and further handed them over to the nearest police unit in Borgad of Nagaon district. It may be mentioned that the 2 boys identified as Kinikro Resu and Bedulo Nako are the residents of Forest Colony in Kohima and were reportedly missing since Monday, after which the parents had lodged an FIR at Kohima police station on Tuesday. It is to be mentioned that the boys are currently lodged at a child care institute since it is an interstate issue, while later they will be produced to the concerned Child Welfare Committee as per procedures, and after certain formalities, the children will be handed back to their parents. State Minister for Higher and Technical Education Temjanibna Along often catches eyeballs of netizens for his witty takes on certain serious issues. His tweets seem to attract internet users with his impeccable sense of humor, drawing attention of many social media users, be it his take on the bachelorhood or food catering services in the Indian Railways. Along always remained in the limelight due to his quirky post. This time, Along's take on safety for 2-wheeler riders have caught attention in social media. Along, on the occasion of Dashara, appealed the bikers to keep their safety in mind while riding and reminded all that they don't have privilege of having 10 heads like Ravan. Hence, wearing helmet is a must. Actually, Along appreciated and shared a Dashara greeting tweet from Mumbai police, wherein the police appealed the bikers to be safe on roads and wear a helmet. The 3rd Yajan Iyer Award ceremony, organized by the Atsangkong Mungdang under the theme Renovating Teaching and Learning, was held at Atsangkong Mungdang Sidan Salang in Mukukchong on October 5. Around 9 students and 1 teacher were presented with the award. The recipients of the Yanjan Iyer Award 2022 are Benjong Sangla Jamir, S. Aliman Ozakum, Mia Sangla Longkamer, Lima Iyer, Chubati Iyer, Tamjankala Iyer, Tumsi Younger, and Mi Younger. Award was also presented to the best performing student among the schools in Atsangkong Range during the year 2021 to 22. Notably, the program was attended by former President of Atsangkong Mundang, A. Nung Sang Jamir, President of Atsangkong Mundang, Guru S. Pangyang Ozakum, students and teachers. A. Nung Sang Jamir praised the students for bringing honor to the range. The Meghalaya police on Wednesday night seized over 150 grams of heroin and recovered cash worth rupees 1.28 lakh. Notably, the seizure was made in East Khasi Hills district of Meghalaya. Furthermore, the Meghalaya police say the two drug peddlers were arrested in connection with the seizure of heroin, while two smartphones and one Chevrolet vehicle was also recovered. Meanwhile, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma lauded Meghalaya Police and Director General of Meghalaya Police for nabbing the drug traffickers. A total of 7 players for Manipur have been selected in the 21-member Indian squad for the upcoming FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, which is set to begin from October 11. The 7th edition of FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup 2022 is set to be held in India between 11th and 30th October 2022. It will be first time for India to host FIFA Women's competition. Notably, 8 players from Manipur made it to the Indian team for Under-17 Men's World Cup in 2017. The latest squad was announced by head coach of India's Under-17 women's team, Thomas Denery, on Wednesday. India will begin its FIFA Under-17 World Cup journey by playing against USA in the first match, followed by matches against Morocco and Brazil. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on Tuesday said that the Manipur government has already started the construction of 34 police stations along the India-Myanmar border to check and stop illegal immigration and drug trafficking. This was announced by Manipur CM Singh on Tuesday while flagging off 12 GPS-enabled highway patrol vehicles in Impal to stop intimidation and extortion of truck and bus drivers by miscreants on the national highway. CM Singh said the 34 police stations from Beihang to Jasami along the Myanmar border are being constructed in order to stop illegal immigration and drug trafficking in the state. Manipur shares the boundary of its 5 districts with Myanmar. The war against illegal drug trade in Northeast region continues as Assam Rifles on Wednesday seized 204 kg cannabis in Danchira village of Unakoti district in Tripura. The seized marijuana is worth rupees 85 lakh in the international market. 2 persons are under custody and have been identified as Dhananjoy Rieng and Nayan Kumar Chakma. Based on specific input, a joint operation was launched by the joint team of Assam Rifles by Radhangnagar Battalion and Puchartal Police Station, where the drugs were seized. Around 8 people have drowned and 50 people rescued after a flash flood hit Mal River in West Bengal during the immersion of Goddess Durga's idols on Wednesday. Search and rescue operations are being carried out by the teams of the NDRF, SDRF, police and the local administration. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered condolences for the loss of lives in Jalpaiguri and announced 2 lakh rupees from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund to each deceased as well as 50,000 rupees to the injured. A private tourist bus collided with a Kerala State Road Transport Corporation bus from behind on Wednesday in Kerala's Palakkad Vadakkencherry, killing 9 people, where 5 of them were students. The incident occurred around 11:30 p.m. when a private bus traveling at a high speed attempted to overtake a car and it hit the rear end of the KSRT bus. The bus was carrying 42 students and 5 teachers when the incident took place, and around 40 persons were injured during the incident, where 4 of them were in serious condition. Meanwhile, PM Modi via Twitter condoled the death of the departed souls and further announced rupees 2 lakh for the next of kin of the deceased and rupees 50,000 for the injured from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Nine bodies that were trapped in Uttarakhashi avalanche have been found and recovered, according to the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. While 29 more trainees are still stranded, the update on the recovered bodies came hours after a team of experts from Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir joined the operation to rescue the mountaineers that were stranded. The Department of Expenditure under Ministry of Finance on Thursday released the 7th monthly installment of post-devolution revenue deficit grant of rupees 7,183.42 crore to 14 states including Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya and other northeastern states. Notably, for the month of October, Nagaland received rupees 377.5 crore and total post-devolution revenue deficit amount for the session 2022 to 2023 will be 2,642.5 crore. It is to be mentioned that these grants are provided to the states under Article 275 of the Constitution, which are released to the states as per the recommendations of the successive Finance Commission to meet the gap in revenue accounts of the state post-devolution. A massive fire broke out in a shop in Gandhinagar's cloth market on Wednesday, where a 19-year-old boy was cheered to death. The deceased has been identified as Shanawaj and was an employee of the shop. Notably, around 28 fire tenders reached the spot to douse off the fire, and the body was found on Thursday morning on the 2nd floor by the fire service team. The newly launched Mumbai Central Gandhinagar Vande Bharat Express on Thursday morning met with an accident after a herd of buffaloes came on the railway track. According to the railway officers, the accident occurred around 11:20 a.m. between Gairatpur and Vatwa railway station, when 3-4 buffaloes suddenly came on the way and hit the train and damaged the front part of the train engine. Furthermore, a railway spokesperson said that no functional part of the train was damaged in the accident. Indian cricket team has landed in Australia on Thursday to compete in the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup. India's squad under the leadership of Rohit Sharma has left 2 weeks earlier in order to adjust to the Australian conditions. After a successful stint against Australia and South Africa in 2 bilateral series, hopes from Man in Blue to win the ICC T20 World Cup are high. Key players in the team are Surya Kumar Yadav and Arshdeep Singh will be playing in Australia for the very first time, and on the other hand, pacer Jasprit Bumrah and Bobinder Ravin Julia have been ruled out of the tournament following injuries. India is all set to play a practice match against Western Australia state team, after which the team will travel to Brisbane to play official T20 World Cup match against Australia and New Zealand. An 8-month-old baby girl, along with her Indian origin parents and uncle, who were abducted at gunpoint, were found dead in an orchard in the US on Wednesday. 36 years old Jasdeep Singh, 27-year-old Jaslin Kaur, their 8-month-old child Arohi Deri, along with 36-year-old Amandeep Singh, were abducted in California earlier this week. The bodies of the 4 members of the family, who hail from Punjab, were discovered lying close to each other by a farm worker in a remote orchard. Notably, police will process the scene of crime to determine the motive for the killings. Meanwhile, the authorities claimed that the family was taken by a convicted robber named Jesus Manuel Salgado, who later tried to kill himself after the kidnapping.
जिसके लिए सभी फैमिली वालों ने अपनी टिकट निकाली थी। अमनदीप सिंह जो बड़ा भाई है जिसका, और जेवी जो छोटा है, और जिसकी वाइफ किडनैप होने के बाद उनको आज सुबह पता चला कि उनकी बॉडी खेतों में मिली है, जो कैलिफोर्निया पुलिस ने रिकवर की है। कोई रंजिशबाजी नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, अभी तक कुछ पता नहीं चला भी क्या हो रहा है। बच्चा 8 साल की 8 महीने की रूही बेटी थी, उसका भी किडनैप हुआ साथ में। उसकी भी लाश मिली। उसका भी मर्डर ही हुआ है। अभी कोई बोल रहा है उसको भी गोली लगी है, कोई बोल रहा है वो भूख से मर गई। अभी वो
A Haryana-based pharmaceutical firm which manufactures cough syrups is under investigation as World Health Organization has warned that the Haryana-based firm could be linked to the death of 66 children in Gambia. Sources from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said that the WHO alerted the Drugs Controller General of India about the cough syrups on September 29, and DGCI took up the matter with the Haryana Regulatory Authority to launch a detailed investigation. The cough syrups have been manufactured by MS Maiden Pharmaceutical Limited in Haryana's Sonipat, and the firm had exported these products only to the Gambia, although the firm is yet to respond to the allegations as the firm's administration office was found shut on Thursday. Meanwhile, WHO has warned that a global exposure is possible as the syrups might have been distributed outside the West African country. The sample of 4 cough syrups will be tested in various laboratories and results are expected to come within 2 days. Sources from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare further added that as per standard protocol, Drug exported from India should be tested by the recipient country and the contamination should have been detected during the testing in Gambia.
देखिए, ये जो मामला बताया जा रहा है, हमने तुरंत संज्ञान लिया है और मैंने प्रातः उठते ही अपने ड्रग कंट्रोल को कहा कि जाकर इसकी कार्रवाई करें और केंद्र सरकार के अधिकारी भी इसकी पूरी जानकारी दे रहे हैं। केंद्र सरकार के हेल्थ सेक्रेटरी और मेडिकल सेक्रेटरी ने बात की है और ये निर्णय तय हुआ है कि पहले कोई कार्रवाई करने से पहले इसके हम सैंपल चेक करवा दें। तो इसके सैंपल लेके जो सेंट्रल ड्रग लेबोरेटरी है कैलकाटा में, वहां पर सैंपल भेजेंगे।
French author Annie Ernaux, whose work is mostly autobiographic, has won the Nobel Prize for Literature on Thursday. The Swedish Academy announced that Ernaux has won the prize for the courage and clinical acuity with which she uncovers the boots, constraints and collective restraints of personal memory. The French author always believed in the liberating power of writing, and her work has been considered as plain and simple to understand. Nobel Prize laureate Ernaux said that writing is a political act which opens our eyes for social inequality. Ernaux uses language as a knife to tear apart the vials of imaginations. A mass shooting incident occurred in southwest Mexico on Wednesday, where around 18 people were killed and 3 others were injured. A gunman opened fire at a city hall in the state of Guerrero, killing more than a dozen people, including the city mayor Conrado Manzazo Almeida. While confirming the death of the city mayor, the political party to which he belonged condemned the attack and called for justice. In a horrific mass shooting in northeast Thailand, around 34 people lost their lives on Thursday. Many children and adults have been killed during the shooting in the Naklang district of Thailand's Nong Bua Lampu province. Police stated that a former police officer started open firing at the people inside a daycare center, and hunt for him was underway. The gunman has been identified as Panya Kamra as per media reports. Panya was fired from his position in the police force for failing a drug test. The suspect has reportedly shot himself following the mass shootings. Dear viewers, that's all we have for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV, and this is Lamika Chumi signing off.
अरे तूने अभी तक कुछ किया ही नहीं।
अरे ये तो लो क्वालिटी टंकी है।
होशियारी मत दिखाओ, दुकानदार ने 5 साल की गारंटी दी है।
अरे 5 साल छोड़िए, इसका पानी पियेंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी हम लोग पहुंचेंगे। अंदर का सरफेस प्लेन, स्मूथ और प्योर व्हाइट भी नहीं है। आप एक काम क्यों नहीं करते, निप्को ताज का एक टंकी लगा लीजिए।
लेक्चर बंद करो, लगाओ।
मरने दो बुड्ढे को, मेरा क्या जाता है।